Go.
Talk softly, my husband's home.
Who cares?
What do you want?
Some information.
Hurry up then, what is it?
You know, of course, that I got my notice.
I couldn't prevent it, Mr. Krogstad. I fought for you till the bitter end, but nothing worked.
Does your husband's love for you run so thin? He knows everything I can expose you to, and all the same, he dares to...
How can you imagine he knows anything about this?
Ah, no, I can't imagine it either. Now, it's not at all like my fine Torvald Helmer to have so much guts.
Mr. Krogstad, I demand respect for my husband.
Why, of course, all due respect. But since the lady's keeping it so carefully hidden, may I presume to ask if you're also a bit better informed than yesterday about what you've actually done?
More than you could ever teach me.
Yes, I am such an awful lawyer.
What is it you want from me?
Just a glimpse of how you are, Mrs. Helmer. I've been thinking about you all day, even a bill collector, an ambulance chaser, a type like me, also has a little of what they call a heart, you know?
Then show it. Think of my children.
Did you or your husband ever think of mine? But never mind. I simply wanted to tell you that you don't need to take this thing too seriously. For the present, I'm not proceeding with any action.
Oh, no, really? Well, I knew that.
Everything can be settled in a friendly spirit. It doesn't have to get around town at all. It can stay just among us three.
My husband must never know anything of this.
How can you manage that? Perhaps you can pay me the balance.
No, not right now.
Or you know some way of raising the money in a day or two.
No way I'm willing to use.
Well, it wouldn't have done you any good anyways. If you stood in front of me with a fistful of bills, you still couldn't buy back your signature.
Then tell me, what are you going to do with it?
I'll just hold on to it. Keep it on file. There's no outsider who will ever get wind of it. So if you've been thinking of taking some desperate step...
I have.
Been thinking of running away from home...
I have.
Or even of something worse...
How could you guess that?
You can drop those thoughts.
How could you guess I was thinking of that?
Most of us think about that, at first. I thought about it too, but I discovered I hadn't the courage.
I don't either.
That's true. You haven't the courage? You too?
I don't have it. I don't have it.
It would be terribly stupid anyways. After that first storm at home blows over, why then, I have there in my pocket a letter for your husband.
Telling everything?
As charitably as possible.
He must never get that letter. Tell it or tear it up. I'll find some way to get the money.
Beg pardon, Mrs. Helmer, but I think I just told you.
Oh, I don't mean money I owe you. Let me know how much you want from my husband, and I'll manage it.
I don't want any money from your husband.
What do you want, then?
I'll tell you what. I want to recoup Mrs. Helmer. I want to get on in the world, and that's where your husband can help me. For a year and a half, I've kept myself clean of anything disreputable. All that time, struggling with the worst conditions, but I was satisfied, working my way up, step by step. Now I've been written off, and I'm just not in the mood to come crawling back. I tell you, I want to move on. I want to get back in the bank, in a better position. Your husband can set up a job for me.
He'll never do that.
He'll do it. I know him. He won't dare breathe a word of protest. And once I'm in there together with him, you just wait and see. Inside of a year, I'll be the manager's right-hand man. It'll be Nils Krogstad, not Torvald Helmer, who runs the bank.
You'll never see the day.
Maybe you think you can...
I have the courage now, for that.
Oh, you don't scare me. A smart, spoiled lady like you.
You'll see. You'll see.
Under the ice, maybe. Down in the freezing, cold black water. There, till you float up in the spring, ugly, unrecognizable, with your hair falling out.
You don't frighten me.
Nor do you frighten me. One doesn't do these things, Mrs. Helmer. Besides, what good would it be? I'd still have him safe in my pocket.
Afterwards, when I'm no longer...
Are you forgetting that I'll be in control then over your final reputation? Good. Now I've warned you. Don't do anything stupid. When Helmer reads my letter, I'll be waiting for his reply. And bear in mind that it's your husband himself who's forced me back to my old ways. I'll never forgive him for that. Goodbye, Mrs.